Today is Saturday, January 27th, 2024. It's 1:56 p.m. And I hate to be calling these criminals at Intoxilock. This is a criminal organization. I don't understand why the FBI doesn't raid them. They extort money. I've had this interlock device installed for 35 months, and it was supposed to be a 12-month commitment. I never tested one time for alcohol, and this thing failed 16 times now. And now I got to call and deal with them. Watch how useless they are. They can't help you at all.
Thank you for calling Intoxilock. For English, press 1. If you would like to speak to an agent, press 2.
Put on a
One
smart
moment while we connect you with a customer service representative. Your feedback is appreciated. Please stay on the line after your call for a brief survey.
Thank you for calling Intoxilock. You're talking to Abraham. Can you provide me your customer ID?
I don't have it.
Okay, what's your first and last name?
What's
and
your
your date of birth?
What's your name again? Abraham?
Yes, Abraham. Thank you, Richard. How can I help you today?
Well, today marks the 16th time that your equipment failed. I've had this equipment installed for 35 months, and it was supposed to be a 12-month commitment. I've never tested one time for alcohol, but your equipment failed 16 times, killed 6 batteries, caused 5 tows, triggered 2 false violations, and left me stranded for 4 times. And now I'm calling to say that your device killed my brand new battery that I had replaced 2 months ago. And I've got it on charge. I have no idea what's going on, and I want you to record this because I'm suing your company, and you need to document that I'm having problems again. Abraham, let me ask you something. Do you feel bad at all about working for a company that steals money from old people? I'm 72 years old. Does that bother you at all?
So I'm sorry, I cannot answer you that.
Pardon?
I cannot answer you.
Why?
No personal questions, please.
Well, I'm just asking, does it bother you that you're working for a company that steals money from old people? I've had this thing on for 35 months, never tested one time for alcohol. My commitment to the state of Michigan is 12 months, and you've done nothing. You've done nothing but steal money from me and leave me in the middle of no place and put my life in jeopardy. And you're getting paid for that. Why would you want to work for a company that does that? Would you like it?
If you're calling in regards to your battery being dead,
would that bother you if somebody did that to your parents?
I can go ahead and report a maintenance on your account, okay? So that you can get your battery charged.
Can't you report customers' feelings about what's going on? Doesn't it bother you? Don't you want to give good customer service?
See, if you think there's anything wrong with the Intoxilock device, we can get that fixed or replaced for you.
Let me ask you this: I sent you a bill for $6,700 or $6,790. What's the status of that?
Let me get that checked. Give me a minute. I'm sorry, it's been denied. It says we cannot.
What's been denied? Your equipment failed. Your equipment failed 16 times. I've never tested one time for alcohol. You replaced the equipment and it stopped failing. And the 6790 is all the problems that you caused when the equipment failed 16 times. And you never even. I sent that bill to you over 2 months ago, and you never notified me at all. My claims are valid. You had to respond to me. Why don't you, if it was, well, let me ask you this.
It's been denied.
Okay, why don't you do this? Why don't you send me the documentation to prove it's been denied? Can you do that?
You can talk to a supervisor regarding it, okay? So right now they're offline.
We'll put them on.
They do not work on the weekends. You can give us a call back Monday morning.
You can't send a note to have them send it to me?
No. We do not have an option to send that. If there was an option, I would have sent you.
Okay.
We do not have an option.
Yeah, okay. So if this thing fails again and I die, would that bother you at all?
Nothing's going to happen like that, okay? Do not worry.
How can you say like that when you've dragged this thing on for 33 months and you only had a legal right to do it for 12 months? That's theft, sir. Doesn't that bother?
It depends on your state. It's not on us.
Why your equipment failed 16 times? I never one time tested positive for alcohol. Whose fault is that? Is it my responsibility? Where did I? Well, let me ask you. Where did I go wrong? Because your device failed 17 times now. Where did I go wrong? Where did I test? Where did I test positive? What did I do wrong? See, that's the thing. Where did I test positive? That's what
The device gives you the exact rating, whatever you are providing a sample.
Right. And the thing is you got to look at 35 months of testing negative for alcohol. Isn't that the goal? That's what I'm confused. How do I keep from violating? That's my problem. Tell me what did I do wrong so I don't do it again?
Please make sure to avoid alcohol in all alcohol products.
Right. And the thing is, you have never tested me positive for alcohol, but yet your equipment failed 17 times. So how is that my response? How do I keep it from failing? See, that's the thing that I need to know, because I've already had this thing on for 35 months, and if I got to go for another 35 months, I at least need to know how to keep your device from sabotaging me.
Please make sure to do not drink or eat any kind of food products before providing a sample.
Right.
And do not use any of the alcohol products.
Right.
And you should be good.
I never did. And I'm asking you, why don't you send me the log that shows that I tested for alcohol positive? Why don't you do that? Can you do that for me?
Check. Did you want it to be emailed? Is it the same email address? RichardSchwartz77@gmail.com.
So you have a record that shows that I tested positive for alcohol?
Yes, we'll send you the reports.
Okay, yeah. Could you email those to me?
Sure, I can.
Great. So you can, and that shows everything going back from 2/22/21 when I first got it installed.
I'm sorry.
I had this thing installed on February 22nd, 2021, and that's 35 months. So you can go back 35 months and show me where I tested.
No, we cannot.
How far back can you go? I just need to know.
No, I cannot.
I need to know where it shows that I tested for alcohol, because that's the goal, right?
See, you have to contact your state and check with them regarding it.
I have.
The state who takes up the decision. It's not in Toxalog.
I have, and I've contacted the state for 6 months. And you know what the problem is, Abraham? This is the Secretary of State in the state of Michigan. I've contacted them for 6 months, but part of my complaint was it was a federal claim against my Secretary of State hearings judge, Brian Longman, who falsified 2 major violations. One on you can look that up on your records. On 7/30/2021, your equipment failed, and I went into a store. I used PowerSave. I locked the car. I went into the store for a couple hours. I came back, and your equipment was giving me a violation notice or some kind of weird notice, and I had called your tech support people, and you guys worked on it. You guys couldn't figure it out, and you were diagnosing it, and then you made me have it towed in to the service center in Jeremy's Automotive. Do you see that?
Let me get that checked, okay? Give me a minute.
Okay. You motherfucker. This is in Toxalock. This is how horrible this company is. Unbelievable. This is why anybody that's considering in Toxalock, this is what I've gone through. So I'll have to call him I'll call him next week, and I'll try to talk to someone that can speak English. It doesn't matter, because my evidence, I'll send this to the Secretary of State, and they'll just ignore it. So bye for now. Good luck. Don't deal with Intoxalock. Thanks for being alive. I guess I got to give thanks for that. Bye now. Today is Monday, January 22nd, 2024, and it's 10:20 a.m. I'm calling the Michigan Secretary of State's office to find out what happened to my felony complaint against Judge Brian Longman.
Calling the Michigan Department of State to access the most current available appointment times.
Secretary of State, my name's Jerry. How can I help you?
Hi, Jerry. I filed a criminal complaint against Secretary of State Judge Brian Longman on 9/6/2023, and I still haven't heard back from. I sent a 120-page document, and I've got a lot of issues with the Secretary of State. And I sent that document on 4 months ago, and I haven't gotten a response yet. And I've got a Intoxilock interlock device. I've had it on my car for 35 months. It was supposed to be a 12-month commitment, and the equipment failed 15 times. It caused burned out 5 batteries. It caused me to have it towed 5 different times. Intoxilock has overcharged me $6,790 on charges, and the equipment failed 15 times. It triggered 2 major violations that were false, and the first one was in July 30th of 2021 when the equipment failed. And I left the car, and I parked the car, and 15 minutes later the equipment failed, and took a picture of my empty car. And Judge Nolan Judge Longman charged me with failed or skipped a rolling retest, which was impossible. And then the second violation was the equipment failed altogether on April 11th or April 10th, 2023. The equipment failed; it died, and Intoxilock was diagnosed for 16 days. They finally said the equipment's dead. We'll replace it. Wasn't your fault, and so they did that, and Judge Longman charged me of tamper circumventing the device, and charged me with a major violation. And when I had my meeting with him, I recorded it. I recorded both hearings, and he said, well, you tampered with the equipment. You tampered with the equipment. I said, no, I didn't. Intoxilock even said it had nothing to do with me, and they replaced the equipment at no charge. And yet he violated me, and for saying that I tamper circumvented. At my meeting, I told him, I said it was very short. He said you violated the equipment, and he said you tampered with the equipment. I said, no, I didn't. Look at your own. Intoxilock said that I didn't, and then he just hung up on me. So I had no idea what he was going to charge me with. But then I got the results, and he stated that I did all these different things. He said that the thing was dead. I couldn't test for 16 days because the equipment was dead, and he wanted to violate me because I didn't PBT test every day. And I live 25 miles from the nearest police station. I called my sheriff, and I told him what this judge is doing to him, and he said the judge is being unreasonable. And now I'm sitting here. I can't drive my vehicle. He said that he revoked. I found out later. I've been driving this thing around. When he took my license away the last time, I got this notice, and I didn't understand it. It said that I was ready to have my full license restored on 2/22/2022, and he sent me some kind of paperwork saying that I made a major violation and that he was revoking my license. And I thought he was talking about my full license, and I thought he was keeping me on the interlock device for another year. So I drove around with this thing on my vehicle, and I don't even know why, but a state police officer on August 1st, 2023, while I was driving down the road and I was doing the speed limit, he had no reason to stop me. I don't know how he knew it, but he said I pulled you over because you have a revoked license, and I didn't even know it myself. And I explained my situation, and he gave me a ticket. And then I've been trying to find out how am I being stalked by a state police officer? No one will tell me why he stopped me. And what I did is I wrote a 120-page complaint, and I've got it all documented. And I've got videos and everything of this judge lying. I got the video of me telling him the equipment failed. I've got a document from Intoxilock interlock device saying the equipment didn't fail. The equipment failed, and I had nothing to do with it. And yet this man, I've had this thing on for 35 months. I can't drive it because I've according to the secretary or the state police, I got my license revoked, but yet I have to pay on it. And Intoxilock they've been charging me for it, and then I finally said, because they owe me so much money on corrupt charges, they triple billed me. They won't pay for any of their tows. They owe me. I figured out $6,790, and I sent two different complaints. One was on 9/20, and then the one later was in November, and that has the complaint in Toxalock. So I've got two complaints against two judges. One is a felony complaint against Judge Brian Longman, and then I've got my complaints against Intoxilock because they're a criminal enterprise. And also, in my complaint, Intoxilock uses independent contractors to do their service work. And when the second time the equipment failed, I had it taken to Adams Automotive in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. And Intoxilock asked me, they said, hey, look, it wasn't your fault, and we'll pay for the tow and we'll pay for the equipment, but we want to charge you $500 for the equipment, but we'll reimburse you. And I said, no, you owe me too much money. I'm not going to do that. So they said, okay, have it towed and we'll take care of it. So then I got to Adams Automotive, and the manager is sitting there arguing on the phone with Intoxilock, saying, hey, we're not taking a purchase order. You owe us thousands of dollars. You're a bunch of crooks, and it's cash only. And so then when I walked in, Intoxilock wanted to talk to me, and then they're going, hey, why don't you just pay it? And we promise we're going to pay you back. And I refused. I said, you guys are a bunch of crooks. So they said, okay, we'll get back with you. And I come back, and they wasted a whole hour. Then they called back. Then they got somebody's personal credit card and to pay for the $500 fee. So then Intoxilock or Adams Automotive, they installed the equipment. They said, you're good to go. They said it had nothing to do with it. And then this judge's complaint is accusing me of tamper circumventing, and he revoked my license. I'm 72 years old. In 35 months, I've never tested one time positive for alcohol. That was supposed to be the reason that I have this equipment installed, but it failed 15 times. Ma'am, what's your name, Jerry?
Correct.
Jerry, can you look at the complaint that I sent on? I sent it twice. I sent it again last week. But one is a 120-page document,
okay,
and then the other page is, I can't remember how many pages, but it's the Intoxilock complaint. I made this real big complaint, and then I was having computer problems. My computer was crashing, so as I got to the Intoxilock part, I was having so many problems. I wrote, my computer's crashing, and I sent you what I had, and then when I got it fixed, I sent you the documentation showing all the Intoxilock is a criminal enterprise. They went into my bank account 3 different times. I'm supposed to pay bi-monthly. That means 2 times a month. Three different times they took out 3 different payments, and they're getting away with it because you people are letting them do it. There's nobody's policing Intoxilock. And another thing that the Jeremy, and this is my witness, I sent you this document. Jeremy, the manager at Adams Automotive, says, I know all about Judge Brian Longman. He said, I'm willing to testify in court. This guy makes up false charges, and he said he does it because Intoxilock is paying him off. And he said you can't tamper circumvent that device. He's talking about a complete different device. You can, and he said, I'm willing to testify. He said, I've seen this guy ruin people's lives in the past, and I'm willing to testify in court. I put that part down as part of my complaint. This guy's a.
So I cannot see any complaints.
Right.
All I can see is what's posted on the driving record or what would be in the day's program itself.
Oh.
So if there's anything outside of those 2 databases, I have no access to any of
Oh,
that.
I got you. Okay. So what do I do now?
So most complaints, you either address it with the manager of the office, so administrative hearings, you would talk to the manager there, and that's if you sent like that email, that's where the complaint would go.
And that's what I did.
Or if
I think
that doesn't make you satisfied,
no, the thing is, they didn't.
then you would go to circuit
They
court.
didn't respond. No one's responded. I wrote to, I think her name was Anna. I called, when I called, they said call to and address it to Anna or whoever her name was, and so I sent it to that person. And they said it with a turnaround time of like 2 to 3 days. And I've got another problem because the Secretary of State has been helping sabotage a 4-year-old jury trial that I've had with Lapeer County that they couldn't win fairly. And the Secretary of State, it seems just too coincidental that this might have your device has crashed my car every time that I needed to get to court or have a issue with the court. All of a sudden, my interlock device blows up, and it seems like somehow the Secretary of State is helping sabotage my Lapeer County trial. I have no idea why, but I can't drive my car, but yet I have to pay for this. Who do I go to? I wrote this letter to this woman. Why didn't you respond to me?
I have no clue. I can't say anything about anybody but myself.
Okay, but
and what I can see.
What
I can do.
Okay.
What I can do for you, I can give you options. Okay, this is what I can do for you. I can send you to administrative hearings, office of hearings, and see if somebody answers the phone, and you can ask to talk to Anna.
Yeah,
I could send you up there. If nobody answers, you can leave a voicemail and ask for Anna to call you back.
Gotcha.
Or you can go to circuit court. Those are the options that are available for any person that you talk to through the call center. Is you can call and say, I would like to speak to Anna, and we can transfer you to that division, or you can go to circuit court. There's nobody at the phone center that can change anything on a record or what we can see.
I don't understand. I got to go to circuit court and file a complaint against him, or what? I mean,
I said those are your two options.
I mean, my circuit court?
You asked for options.
I mean, I don't know how.
You asked for options.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay. Well, you said to go to the administrative hearings, and that's Anna, and that's the person that I've been writing to. She hasn't even been responding.
Correct. So unfortunately, those are the only two options. You can try to keep going and talking to Anna through administrative hearings, or your other option, circuit court. Those are just those are your options.
You're saying my local circuit court?
Correct.
And what do I have to do? File a complaint or something? Ma'am, I haven't been able to use my car because of this corrupt judge.
I understand, but once again, I can't do anything about it. I'm just trying to give you your options.
Okay, can you?
You only have two options. So those are your options. You can either try to work through it with circuit or administrative hearings.
Yeah, if they would respond to me, that's all I need. Okay, well, can you put me through to her? Because she's not responding. That's not fair.
I can send you up to administrative hearings. That's all I can do. I can't guarantee that you can talk to her. I can't guarantee you're going to talk to anybody. But if nobody answers, you can leave a voicemail.
Okay.
With your name and your phone number.
Okay, I'll try that because they need to do their job. That's your department. Somebody's got to be responsible. I shouldn't have to go to circuit court.
So, unfortunately, once again, that's not anything I can do.
I understand.
I can only tell you your options, and I can transfer you.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Hold on 1 minute, please.
At michigan.gov/SOS. Many transactions, including license and ID renewals,
Office of Hearings and Administrative Oversight,
is not available. Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
Hi, I'm calling Anna. My name is Rick. I need you to call me. I've been trying to contact you, but you haven't been returning my emails that I've been sending to you. My phone number is 810. Please call me back as soon as possible. I've got major problems. I can't drive my vehicle. And I made a complaint against Judge Brian Longman, who's has sabotaged my case. Please contact me as soon as possible. Thank you.
To send this message, press pound or hang up. To play it, 3. To re-record it, 4. Your message has been sent. If you would like to try an extension, you may do so now. Goodbye.